Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Koki of the Seahawks Recap Show, and we've won Super Bowl 60. Holy crap, man. It's been 11 years. I am gonna get emotional in this video. I can already tell. So, apologies for that, but I can't believe it. Like, I cannot believe that the Seahawks are Super Bowl champions once again. It's again 11 years, man. This this was just a demolishing. Like, this was one of the greatest Super Bowls I've ever watched, and to see my team come out on top of this, we just won Super Bowl 60. Like, it is right now midnight when I'm recording this, and I just can't believe it. So before I am on too much more in the intro, let's get into recapping Super Bowl 60. If you like this video, please consider giving me a like. It lets me know if I'm doing a good job with these playoff game recaps or not. And if you'd like to please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more future playoff content, but also any Seahawks content in the future, that would be greatly appreciated. Let's get into this game before it gets a little too long. So, game summary: the Seahawks win the Super Bowl 29 to the Patriots 13. Let's start off with the Seattle Seahawks and 335 total yards of offense, 194 yards passing, 141 yards rushing, average 4.7 yards per play, 20 first downs. They went 4 for 16 on third down, didn't go for it on fourth down, had 71 total plays, one sack allowed, seven punts, four penalties for 25 yards given up, zero fumbles lost, zero interceptions thrown. Sam Darnold, perfect game. 23 minutes and 11 seconds of possession time for for the New England Patriots. My apologies. 331 total yards, 252 yards passing, 79 yards rushing, average 4.9 yards per play, 18 first downs, went 6 for 15 on third down, 0 on fourth down, didn't go for it there, had 67 total plays, 6 sacks allowed, 8 punts, 3 penalties for 25 yards given up, 1 fumble lost, and 2 interceptions thrown by Drake May. One was to Uchenna Nwosu to seal this win. The other one was to Julian Love, where he threw it right to him. And the New England Patriots ended off the night with 26 minutes and 49 seconds of possession time. For Ryan's focus players, we got to talk about Sam Darnold, 19 for 38, 202 passing yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. What a perfect night for Sam Darnold, man. Like, this exercises all of his demons from the Jets. He comes in to, like, what a journey for him, man. Like, what a journey for this dude. He goes from being the third overall pick in the 2018 draft to the Jets, has a terrible time there, gets traded in 2020 to the Panthers, comes in there, doesn't have a good season there, goes there for a couple years, goes in 2023 to the 49ers, gets trained up by Kyle Shanahan, goes into Minnesota, gets there, does a 14-3 win season, loses in the playoffs, everyone shits on him, and then comes to Seattle, does another 14-3 season, and wins the Super Bowl. This game encapsulates how good of a quarterback this guy is, because there's a reason why he was taken third overall, and his ability to move around the pocket to avoid sacks against this Patriots defense that has been doing this all playoff long. His ability to make sure that he can make plays when the pocket breaks down is what makes him such a good quarterback. He doesn't turn the ball over in this game. He gets it to his options that he has in AJ Barner, Cooper Cup, JSN when he was needed, and Rashid Shaheed. So he did very, very well in this game. And he's just, man, I am so happy. I am so, so happy that he has brought himself to Seattle for another 3 years. We'll see what happens with him and a new OC next year, as Clint Kubiak did sign with the Las Vegas Raiders for their head coaching job. But man, what a performance from Sam Darnold. His pocket presence, his poise, never wavering. And this guy is an absolute machine. We're getting to now Super Bowl MVP running back Kenneth Walker, 27 carries, 135 yards, average 5 yards per carry, 0 touchdowns. The biggest thing that I'm going to talk about in Kenneth Walker for this matchup was his ability to hit the holes, his ability to find ways through this defensive line is something insane. He's always had that ability. We always know as Seahawks fans, he's had that ability, but he showed it here. Like 27 carries. Talk about workload at its finest. He gets the Super Bowl MVP because he should, because he was freaking immaculate in this game. Great game from Kenneth Walker. His explosiveness, man, he had a 30-yard run in this one where he just completely got to the hole and shot right through it up. And he's unstoppable when he can have that extra juice, that second wave kind of ability where he finds his hole, does a stutter step, finds the hole, and then shoots through and goes off like a shot down the field. It's something amazing. He's done that a lot this year, and he had some receptions in this game too, getting out on screens. It was an amazing game from Kenneth Walker. Good game from him. Let's get to tight end AJ Barner. 4 receptions, 54 yards, 13.5 yards per reception. The 1 touchdown thrown by Sam Darnold in this game was caught by AJ Barner. And the reason why I'm highlighting AJ Barner and not Cooper Kupp here is not only did Cooper Kupp have like better stats and things like that, but AJ Barner, having him second year out of Michigan, coming in to this team as a primary blocking tight end, he works on his catching. He's been immaculate all season long. He leads in tight ends for this team, second in receptions for this team, all regular season long. And in the Super Bowl, he catches every target that is thrown to him, which is 4 receptions, and he makes the most of it. He is one of the best tight ends for this team and a top 15 tight end, in my opinion, already in the league. I know it's biased, but holy God, he show up in this game with his route running. He was a safety valve for Sam Darnold, who desperately needed it because JSN did not have the greatest game because he was being covered by one of the best corners the Patriots have and one of the best corners in the league in Christian Gonzalez. So he has to go to other options. AJ Barner is another option, and he does it very well. So good game from AJ Barner. Let's get to the Seahawks defense. The dark side, nose tackle, D lineman, Byron Murphy the second. 2 solo tackles, no assisted, 2 sacks, the fumble recovery on his stat sheet. Byron Murphy and this defensive front for the Seahawks was just insane. They had an insane day today, getting 6 sacks. Man, I don't even know what to say about Byron Murphy in this defensive front because this guy is a true nose tackle. There's a reason why he was picked up in the draft, 18th overall, a year ago, his second year in this league, and he comes in and he's improved his craft. He's learning from the guys that the Seahawks brought in to bolster this front. Leonard Williams, he's learning from guys like DeMarcus Lawrence, who has been a shite wrecker in his past for the Cowboys, man. So great game from him. He had the 2 sacks in this game. Those were immaculate. He's making sure that he was chasing Drake May down the entire night, never giving up on the play and stuffing Ramondre Stevenson all night long. So let's get to CB cornerback Devin Witherspoon, 4 solo tackles, 0 assisted, 1 sack, no interceptions. Devin Witherspoon, that sack that he got on Drake May, he came out from his corner blitz spot. And what do the Seahawks need to do to overwhelm this offensive line of the Patriots? Well, they come in with a little bit of trickery. And the funny thing is, Mike McDonald never blitzes. He does not blitz very often, but he does blitz with his corners, and he especially blitzes when he has a guy like Devin Witherspoon, who did get a sack in this game. Also, he was covering guys like Mac Hollins. He was covering guys like Demario Douglas in this game, blanketing wide receivers, and that's why the Patriots only had, I believe, 54 yards of total offense in the entire first half of this Super Bowl. What an amazing night for Devin Witherspoon and the entire dark side defense of Seattle. Let's get to linebacker. The first time I'm mentioning his name, Derek Hall, 2 sole tackles, 0 assisted, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Man, was Derek Hall great in this one. Not much was seen from him this year on the stat sheet. You didn't really see him as much, but he shows up in the Super Bowl, and that's when it matters the most, being an impact player on the first drive of the game for the Patriots. He gets a sack. He makes sure that this defensive front can relax, and he can just do his thing as an edge rusher. Great game from Derek Hall. Let's get to the Patriots QB, Drake May, 27 for 43, 295 total yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, one by Julian Love, the other one by Uchenna Nwosu to end this game basically. And man, oh man, Drake May, man, I feel bad for him because if he had an offensive line, especially on the left side, now the left side of that offensive line for the Patriots are rookies. However, they were getting pushed around the entire night. Drake May has not faced a defense like the Seahawks defense. Every defense he's faced in these playoffs has been good, but not as lethal as the Seahawks defense when it comes to pass rush. And he just couldn't do anything. He was holding onto the ball a little bit too long in this one, but he did have the 2 touchdowns to balance it out. One to Ramondre Stevenson and the other one to Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins made a beautiful catch against Devin Witherspoon to get that touchdown. So good catch from him. And you know, you need a quarterback that can make those plays. Drake May is only 23 years old. He's the same age as me right now. So he will understand football. He's coming into his second season and making his second season in the Super Bowl when your nerves are at your highest. He actually had a pretty decent game. But again, he has to go through the fundamentals of not being a veteran quarterback. He let the lights get too bright for him and he made some mistakes, but I think he will get better. So great game from Drake May regardless. Let's get to running back Ramondre Stevenson, 7 carries, 23 yards, 3.3 yards per carry, 0 touchdowns, but the receiving numbers is where it's at. 5 receptions for 40 yards, 8 yards per reception, the 1 touchdown that he got in the receiving game. Ramondre Stevenson, we've said it all before, or well, I've said it all before throughout these playoffs. He is a guy that you don't want to get going early, and the Seahawks made sure that they weren't going to be burned by the run game. They're one of the best run defenses in the league, and he's an amazing catcher, man. He is a great catcher out of the backfield, but when you're being stalked by a prey that is just ready and more hungry than you, you're gonna have, you know, issues and things like that. But I think Ramondre Stevenson still had a decent game, but not the game that the Patriots needed out of him. Let's get to wide receiver Demario Douglas, 5 receptions, 45 yards, 9 yards per reception, 0 touchdowns. Demario Douglas, the reason why I'm highlighting him here is due to the fact that when all things go pear shaped with the Patriots, he is a guy that needs to step up, and I think he did in this game. Yes, he had a few drop passes, but that is to be expected against a defensive secondary in the Seahawks who have elite corners. But Demario Douglas, man, his speed, especially in screen routes, especially when you get him in space, especially when you get him on slant routes, is something that really he is a very crisp, short kind of route runner. He relies on a lot of run after catch. And although the Seahawks didn't give up much of that, they did give up a couple explosive plays, an 11-yard gain to Demario Douglas in this one. So I think he did have a decent day, just not the day you expected out of a wide receiver of his caliber. Let's get to the Patriots defense. D lineman Milton Williams, good God, was he good in this one? 2 solo tackles, zero assisted, 1 sack, no forced fumbles. He was making sure that Jack Sundell did not have a good time at center when he came into this game because Milton Williams is a freight train. He comes through and tries to sack Sam Darnold a couple times. And luckily, Sam Darnold is an escape artist and is able to make sure that he is looking down the field with his fancy footwork and make sure that he can make passes. But this Patriots defense, the entire playoffs, has been a monster themselves. And that's part of their defensive front. And it's part of why Milton Williams got the bag thrown at him in free agency to come over to the Patriots to restructure this Patriots defensive front. So I think he had a good game despite the loss here. Let's get to safety. DB Craig Woodson, 7 solo tackles, 3 assisted, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions, led the team in tackles, I believe. And you know what? This guy is a rookie. This guy is a rookie safety. And although the Seahawks have Nicky Memori, Craig Woodson is not a bad player in his own right. When you've got guys like Christian Gonzalez on the other side trying to take away Cooper Kupp, or trying to take away JSN, you've got to put someone on Cooper Kupp, and that's what his assignment was this game, and that's why he has so many tackles, because he was always trying to be physical with Cooper Kupp. He was extremely physical on the ball. Whenever the ball was even remotely in the air, he was always there to try and break it down and break it up and trying to do his job as a safety. As a rookie, I believe he's a 4th-round pick for them. So good game from Craig Woodson. He will only get better as time goes on. Let's get to linebacker. Let's get to a veteran linebacker in Robert Spillane. 1 solo tackle, 3 assisted, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions. But Robert Spillane was a big problem. Robert Spillane is the mastermind in terms of defensive signals for this Patriots team. And you know what? I think Robert Spillane coming over from the Raiders, longtime Raider, comes over to the Patriots, is kind of seen as a backup in most regard, and Mike Vrabel turns that guy into a home wrecker. Now, in this game, he had some big hits in this one. I look at, I was watching this game, and you just whenever you see number 14 on the Patriots team, you gotta watch out for him because he can lay some big hits. I know he laid one on AJ Barner, which is not easy to do because AJ Barner is built like a tree. He does not go down easy. So when Robert Spillane goes up to hit you or tries to make a play, that's a guy that you gotta watch out for. I think he had a decent game in this one. let's get to my final thoughts on Super Bowl 60. There it is. The Seahawks are now Super Bowl 60 champions. Holy crap, what a game for the Seahawks. Sam Darnold exercises his demons, and he gets his first Super Bowl. He is the first Super Bowl quarterback out of the 2018 draft class to win a Super Bowl. That is something in 2018 that I never thought I would say before, that includes a draft class, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. And Sam Darnold now. He is the bust conversation is over. He's resurrected his career. I don't want to hear anything bad about him ever again, because this guy has fought through hell and back to get to this point. Give this man his flowers, because he really did well. And that defense, man, this dark side defense, talk about coming in to a situation where this Seahawks team had the Legion of Boom, one of the best defenses in NFL history, and you're making your own thing. They are the dark side. This group of guys is the dark side. And that's a Star Wars reference, and I love it because I am a big Star Wars nerd. But this team, man, like, guys, this team, I cannot mention enough how good this team has been throughout the regular season. The development that you saw from Mike McDonald in his second year to coach these guys up. 14-3 is no accident, man. In the best division in football with the NFC West, that's no accident. So great job by the Seahawks. And I hope we can repeat next year, man. This year was a lot of fun for the Patriots. Their Achilles heel all playoff long was their offensive line. That was the glaring weakness that the Seahawks defense needed to exploit, and did exploit in this one. Two rookies, left guard and left tackle, Will Campbell, got pushed around. And they are both rookies in this league. They will get better. I think Will Campbell was hurt, as I think he had a knee injury or something. That's what people were saying. But it's a glaring weakness. And Drake May, when you don't have a blindside blocker, he not only holds the ball on a little bit too long, but he has also a fumbling problem, which the Seahawks exploited in this one. And when you're on your back most of the game, it's very hard to make accurate throws. It's very hard to feel comfortable. And he wasn't using his legs enough in this one to get it done. But also, Drake May, man, you've got to hand it to him. I know I'm a Seahawks fan, but I game recognizes game, man. They're like, this guy being 23 and being in the position to be in the Super Bowl at 23 is insane. Now, he didn't win it, but I'm expecting Drake May to be a star in this league with the way he put things together. His regular season, by the numbers and by his metrics, was great. The only issue was that he had to go into the playoffs for the first time ever as a young quarterback and face a gauntlet of top tier defenses in the NFL. And it proved on the last game of the year, with a Seahawks defense that was humming all year long, that he would fall short. But it's nothing to diminish his accomplishment. Great game from the Patriots. I know you guys are going to be back, because the evil empire will return eventually, and this time it'll have Drake May, but the Seahawks will always be there to rebuttal you and try to hold you guys at bay for a little longer. Our two teams are on the rise. It's going to be like old times. Anyways, that is it for this game recap of Super Bowl 60. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. How do you feel about the Seahawks winning this game? And that's 2 Super Bowls for the Seahawks. Man, it's been 11 years. 11 years, but we're finally Super Bowl champions once again. Anyways, hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Go Hawks, go, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.